Good morning, everyone, and welcome to another Yoga with Leah. Thanks for joining in. As many of you know already, and it's posted on Life Loop, we are offering on Sunday morning at 10 a.m. in addition to this virtual class, which will continue to be offered, a 10 a.m. yoga that's in the bocce ball court right out by the art studio. So we are socially distant and outside, and so we do have a limited number of people that can attend. So if you do plan on joining in with that, we ask that you sign up through Life Loop, just so we know how many to expect and we don't have to turn anyone away the morning of. Joining us virtually today. Thanks so much for being here once again, and go ahead and find your way into your yoga space in your apartment. So you'll want a sturdy chair. If you don't have a chair that really works for you for yoga or a surface to sit on, definitely reach out to me or the Community Life team, and we can get you one of our chairs to loan if you need it. But you want a sturdy chair. You want your feet to be able to reach all the way to the ground. I'll always suggest being in your bare feet. Though if you feel more comfortable in socks or shoes, absolutely, it's your practice and your body, so you can do what you like. I would caution you about socks that depending on your flooring situation, they can tend to be quite slippery. So bare feet, you get a nice connection with the ground. So that will always be my top suggestion. Make sure you have a little bit of space around you to move, space side to side and in front of and in back of your chair. And if you like to use any props for practice, maybe a firm cushion for between your knees or under your seat or a footstool under your feet, I suggest that you get those to begin with so you're not interrupted in the middle. Go ahead and find your way to your seat. Come a little forward in your chair so your spine is away from your seat back. Bring your feet down underneath your knees. Rest your arms comfortably. Relax your shoulders and close your eyes. And just beginning here to notice your breath. Notice the pace and the quality. Relax your face and jaw. And start to allow your breath to fill up a little more when you breathe in. Empty out completely as you breathe out. Release all your air. Now, what separates yoga from other movements or just simply exercise is the breath. So circling back to your breath with each movement, noticing your full inhale and exhaling out, emptying each time. What I find so interesting about the breath is that whether or not you think about it, your body will keep breathing. But when you focus on your breath, the speed, the depth, the quality, you can impact it. We've all had a heart pounding moment where we wished our heart would beat just a little slower. But unfortunately, you can't will that to happen. But the breath, you can. So in practice today, I invite you to stay easy with your breath. Keep returning back to full inhale and exhale. And if you find you reach that moment where you can't quite push through with your breath, back off from the movement a little bit, finding ease with each exhale. Open your eyes, sit up a little taller, let shoulders drop down and back, and start to actively press your feet down into the ground. Lift your toes up a little, spread your toes out wide, then press your feet down once more. Add a little grip with your toes. Knees in line right over ankles, and as you press your feet down, you might feel your seat sliding back slightly. Lift your chest, stack shoulders over hips. Draw waistline back to spine. Get a little taller through the crown of your head. Inhale your arms up. Reach arms to or towards straight. Squeeze biceps in by ears and move wrists back over shoulders. Keep pressing feet down, lift your chest even more. And once again, draw waistline back to spine. Take one more breath in. Exhale, arms down. Inhale, reach up, grow tall. Press feet down, extend up through fingertips. Squeeze biceps in by ears. Can you make your arms a little more straight? Take one more inhale. Exhale down. A little quicker, inhale up. And exhale down. Inhale up. And exhale down. One more time, inhale up. And exhale down. Bring your hands to rest on your knees. And start to shift through cat and cow. On your inhale, let your chest come forward, shoulders draw down and back. On your exhale, round your spine, tuck chin to chest, lean back. Continue to move through, coming forward and back. And you might adjust your seat slightly to have a little more space for that cat rounding motion. You might also start to add in some of your own movements. Maybe it's a little side to side or a circle. Maybe you stay at one point a little longer, just enjoying that experience. It really does not have to look any certain way. Just saying good morning to your spine. Finish out your next movement. Come up through a tall neutral spine. Press feet down and lift your chest. Full breath in. Long breath out. Now this comfortable seat here, slightly active through your legs, sitting tall through your spine, this is available to you anytime. So if a movement ever feels like it's too much or it's just not for you, don't worry about it. You can come back here or take a modification that you know and like and catch back in with a movement that makes more sense for your body today. Listening to yourself, checking in at each step. For many of the movements that we do this morning, I will give options for being seated or standing. And typically for more challenging movements, I'll give options that just kind of build up so that you can choose the one that's going to work best for you. Bring your arms down by your sides, turn your palms up toward the ceiling, and then lift your arms out to shoulder height. Squeeze shoulders in, extend out through fingertips. You can spread your fingers wide or close your hands like blades. I kind of like fingers spread here, a little more powerful. Close your arms in front of you. Nice. And then open back up once more. Squeeze shoulders in on your spine. Close your arms. And inhale, open up. Exhale, close. Inhale, open. 2 more times. Exhale, close. Inhale, open. Last time, exhale, close. Inhale, open. Then bring your arms up overhead. You can simply aim for wrists in line over shoulders, or if you'd like, you can touch your palms together. Then open arms back up. Inhale up. Exhale, open. Inhale up. Exhale, open. One more time, inhale up. Exhale, open. Turn palms down, take inhale. And exhale, release arms down by your sides. Roll those shoulders out a few times. Right back to cat and cow. Open your heart. Round your spine back. Open up. And round back. And again, adding into these movements. Maybe pausing at one point. Really anything that feels good. Moving your spine here. And just continuing to notice your breath. Trying to connect breath with movement. Finish out your next movement. Come through tall neutral. Press feet down. Feel your seat sliding back. Get a little taller. Palms to heart center. Take an inhale. Your exhale, hinge from the hip crease. Start to lean slightly forward. Keep pressing your feet down and it will feel like your legs are getting stronger. Extend out through the crown of your head. You can stay right here, or if you'd like, start to walk your hands down your legs towards the ground or your feet. Forward fold. Press your feet down. Keep your legs strong, knees in line over ankles. Think hips back. forward and out through the crown of your head. On an inhale, roll yourself back upright. Exhale out at the top. One more big breath in. Exhale. Pick up your right leg, flex your foot, and draw your toes right up towards your knee. You can just have your leg held with strength, or you might take your hands under your thigh for a little extra support. If your hands are under your thigh, let the weight of your leg draw down a little bit and then drop shoulders down and back, lift your chest. Nice job. Release your right foot back down. Press down through both feet, stack shoulders over hips. Pick up your left foot. Either hold with strength, or you can interlace your hands under your thigh or simply hold under your thigh. If you are taking that option, let the weight of your leg fall into your hands a little bit and lift your chest, let shoulders drop down. Nice job. Replace your foot. Sit up tall, shoulders over hips. It's natural to lean back each time, but do what you can to oppose that motion tall through your spine through our entire seated exercise here. Pick up your right foot, floating with strength or holding hands underneath. And then open your leg out to the side. If you are holding with hands, I suggest going for just the right hand. Flex toes up towards your knee, think heel down and out. Feel a little bit of stretch right here in your Achilles. Close back to the center and replant your foot. Shoulders over hips, how'd you do? Left leg again, lift up, with or without your hands, and open to the side. Again, if you're using your hand, I'll suggest using only your left hand this time. Think heel down, little stretch through the Achilles, toes up. Close off once more and replace your foot. Shoulders over hips, grow tall. Exhale, empty out. Pick up your right leg, open out to the side. Close off and set down. Pick up your left leg, out to the side. Close off and set down. One more time, pick up your right foot, open out to the side. Close off and set down. Left leg, pick up to the side, close off, and back down. Pedal your feet out a few times, and then heel toe your feet out wide, ending in with heels in, toes out, knees stacked right over your ankles, so shins are vertical. Press your feet down, let your knees go out, lift your chest, hinge forward. You're welcome to stay shoulders in line over hips as well. Keep knees going wide. Naturally, they'll want to come inwards, and press your feet down to the ground. Think hips back, forward and out through the crown of your head. Roll back upright, take an inhale. Exhale, walk your feet back in together. Right hand to your hip, send your left arm up. Big breath in, exhale, side bend. Use your right hand on your hip here for support in the bottom side of your waist. Think length and lift through both sides rather than crunching over. Keep lifting your chest, move top shoulder back. Come up through center. Left hand to hip, right arm up. Take an inhale. Exhale, tilt over to the left. Again, using this bottom hand for support. Keep pressing through both feet. Move top shoulder back on your spine. Inhale up through center. Exhale, right hand down. This time, option, do the exact same thing again, or both arms up. Cross your thumbs. So hands like this, cross your thumbs, press your palms together, arms up. Take an inhale. Exhale, tilt to the right. If both arms are up, bottom arm's gonna want to bend, so press it out to or towards straight. Come up through center and switch sides, tilting over to the left. Move top shoulder back on your spine, stay really tall, press feet down. Come up through center, inhale. Exhale, palms to heart center. Big breath in, long breath out. Take your right hand across for your left knee. Left shoulder goes up, back, and down. Place your hand beside or behind you on the chair. Press your feet down and away from each other and lift your chest, twisting to the left. Keep drawing left shoulder back, expand across your collarbones, knees stacked right over ankles. Take one more breath in. Exhale, untwist. Left hand across for your right knee. Draw right shoulder up, back, and down. Place your hand beside or behind you on the chair. Lift your chest, draw right shoulder back, expand across your collarbones. With each inhale, think a little taller through the crown of your head, and with your exhale, think twist a little more. With an exhale, untwist. Big breath in. Long breath out. Again, inhale fully. Exhale, empty. Lift your chest. Press feet down. Hinge, fold forward. Maybe just shoulders over knees. Maybe walking your hands down towards your feet or the ground. This time, you can extend out through the crown of your head or round your upper spine so forehead tucks towards your legs. Big breath in. Exhale, low belly draws in, creating a little more space. Press your feet down as you roll upright. Inhale at the top. Exhale. Arms up overhead. Make cactus arms. Squeeze shoulders in. Press hands back in line over elbows. Now you can make this shape and have your arms be very passive, but the more you squeeze your shoulders in, the more you press your hands back, the more active this becomes. Really squeezing through the center of your spine. Send your chest forward. Take one more breath in. Exhale, release down. Inhale. Exhale. Take your right leg and slide it forward just an inch or so. Heel about in line with your opposite toes. And then flex your toes up and back towards you. Press your heel down. Inhale. Hinge slightly forward. Reach your right hand for your foot. This is going to stretch through the back of your leg. Hinge upright. Replace your right foot. Slide your left heel forward. Heel about in line with your toes. Press your foot down and forward. Lift your chest. Hinge forward. Move both shoulders forward at the same rate, so don't reach more with your left hand or twist your right shoulder over towards your leg. But go just evenly with both. Hinge upright. Replace your foot. Inhale. Exhale. We're going to move on to some standing poses. You'll always have the chair back for support under your hands. And if your chair is not at a good height to support your hands comfortably, often a table or something like counter height, like even a countertop, can do really well. If you utilize a walker, your walker is often usually at the perfect height for your hands as it's made to fit you. So that's a really good option that you can explore as well. I will, of course, continue to give seated options for most of these poses too, so that you can participate at whatever level you feel comfortable with. Right now, I'm going to demonstrate Warrior 1 and Warrior 2 seated, so that you can follow along when we do these poses standing if you do choose to stay in your chair. For Warrior 1, we're going to begin with the right leg forward. So you'll scoot over to the left so that your left leg is free and your right leg is supported on the chair. Now, forward might mean that you turn to a little bit of a diagonal or otherwise orient yourself so that your thigh feels supported, your foot can reach the ground, and your left leg is free to move about as it wants to. You can point straight forward, but again, depending on your personal chair, it might not work as well. I'm going to turn to the 45 so that you can see the angle of my body a little bit better. But basically, chair under your right leg, knee over ankle, and then your left leg comes out. You can bend your knee, lift your heel, and simply just squeeze your knee in, working towards underneath your body. You might take your leg back farther, so it's more toward straight, towards straight. And you might take your leg kind of out to the side and anchor your heel down. Now, especially if you're going for heel down, beware if there's any pain in the knee, there shouldn't be. So go back to heel lifted if that's the case for you. That can just be too much on the knees for a lot of people. To switch sides, you'll simply bring your back leg forward, scoot over in your chair to the other side or turn to the angle if that's preferable to you. Knee in line over ankle, make sure you can press your front foot down, and then that right leg goes out kind of beside you. This is a really great option. Heel lifted, knee bent, drawing your knee in. It's going to want to go up and out. So you want to draw it into the midline. And again, you can reach that back heel down only if it doesn't give pain in the knee. Come back forward again, and so on and so forth. For warrior two, you'll stay centered in your seat. You'll heel toe your feet out wide, just like we've done before in our flow today. And then to go to the right, right toes out, left toes in or left heel out. Sit up tall. If you want to adjust slightly so that there's more support under your front leg, you're welcome to. Keep your shoulders square on, arms out to the side. Warrior two. To switch sides, bend your straight leg, shift over, straighten your bent leg. Doesn't need to get all the way straight, but turn so your toes point forward. Arms out, warrior two. Much easier to switch sides for warrior two than warrior one, but we'll practice both now standing, or you of course have the option to stay in your seat. Turn my chair to the side here so we can see a little better. And we'll begin with warrior one. Take your hands to the seat, come around so you're just behind the chair, and you want to stand to begin with in a nice neutral stance. So knees just slightly bent, press down evenly from heels to balls of feet, and sometimes it can help to shift back and forth a few times before you can kind of find that even balance between the two. Squeeze your glutes together lightly, lift your chest, drop shoulders down and back. Big breath in. Exhale and empty out. Then step your right foot one little step forward, as close to your chair or support as you can. Bend your right knee and step your left foot back. You want to come into a lunge stance. Your lunge might be shorter or longer than mine. You can anchor your heel down toward the mat or bring your back heel to lift. You might bend your knee a little bit. Tuck your tailbone forward, draw waistline back to spine, stack shoulders over hips, and grow taller through the crown of your head. You're welcome to keep your hands on the chair for support or reach up one or both arms. Square hips to the chair, so draw right hip back, move left hip forward. Take one more breath in. Exhale, hands come back to the chair, left foot forward, right foot back to our neutral stance, and then left foot forward, bend your knee, right foot back. You're switching sides in the chair, scoot over to the other side, left leg forward, stack knee over ankle, square your hips to the chair and anchor through your back foot. And that might mean that you are anchoring through your foot like so, and if you're doing this version where your heel is lifted, what you want to do to anchor through your foot is imagine your heel pressing into a wall behind you. Nice. Draw waistline to spine, maybe arms up. Get a little taller. Tone inner thighs into the midline. Take one more breath in. Exhale, release down. Right foot forward, left foot back. Pedal your feet out a few times. One more time, warrior one. Right foot forward, left foot back. Tuck your tail, arms up. Stack front knee over ankle, square hips forward, tuck your tailbone forward, and draw waistline back. Taller on your inhale. Exhale, hands down. Left foot forward, right foot back. Switch sides last time. Left foot forward, bend your knee, right foot steps back, warrior one. Tuck your tail, waistline draws back, maybe arms up. Stack front knee over ankle. And while you draw your front hip back, imagine your front knee moving forward at the same time. Take one more breath in. Release down. Right foot forward, left foot back. Warrior two, if you're utilizing your chair, walk your feet out wide just behind the chair. Use your hands for support. Pivot your right toes out to the side. And then bend your right knee. You want to start in a stance that's about as wide as you can comfortably hold on to without feeling like your feet are sliding away from each other, which mine are a little bit right now. Widen your front knee, scoop your tailbone toward the chair, and anchor through the outer edge of your back foot. So you want the pinky side to be heavier feeling than the inner arch. If you'd like, arms go out to the side. Squeeze shoulders together, extend out through fingertips. Nice job. Straighten your right leg. Right toes turn in. Left toes turn out. And bend your left knee. Keep shoulders stacking right over the center of your body. Bend and widen your front knee. Scoop your tail forward. Anchor through your back foot. Shoulders stack over hips, maybe arms out. Warrior two. Really lift your chest. Get taller through your spine. Yes. Strong arms. Straighten your left leg. Left toes in. Right toes out. Warrior two. Bend your right knee. Scoop tail forward. That's going to increase the stretch in your inner thighs. Widen your front knee. If you would like, flip your front palm. Left hand to your hip. Reverse your warrior. Send your right hand straight up. Then come back. Warrior two. Straighten your right leg. Right toes in. Left toes out. Bend your knee. Warrior two. Last time. Scoop tail forward. Widen your front knee. And if you would like, reverse your warrior. Flip your front palm. Right hand to hip. Left arm goes skyward. Come back. Warrior two. Straighten your left leg. Left toes turn forward. Hands to the chair. If you're seated, heels and toes out, stay in your wide stance or fold forward. If you're behind the chair, make sure you've got a little bit of space to begin with. Send your hips back, a little bend in the knees. You can pause around parallel or before, or you might begin to walk your hands down the chair one level at a time, maybe all the way to the mat. Keep pressing down through your feet. Bending the knees is totally fine here. You're looking for connection between torso and thighs. Begin to slowly roll back upright. Big breath in. Long breath out. Heel toe your feet back in together. If you're seated, we did a fold one time already where we slid our heel forward and reached. That's your seated option for this next movement. Right foot forward if you're behind the chair, left foot back. Make sure your feet are about hip distance apart so it looks like you could be skiing. Press your feet down and away from each other, lift your chest, and then hinge from the hip crease. You're welcome to take a little bit of bend in one or both knees. Press hips back, keep your spine really long, and you're looking to lower your torso towards the chair back. You can use your hands wherever it's going to help you feel supported and secure here. Hinge back upright. Step left foot forward, right foot back. And one more time, isolating this front hamstring by pressing hips away from the chair, lowering your torso towards. So this is different than lunging toward the chair with knee bend. You can bend your knee, but you want to think hips back as you do. Extend your spine. Maybe using your hands on a different level to provide different support, whatever works for you. And then come back upright on an inhale. Exhale, right foot steps underneath your torso once more. One more time to each side, and this time option to flex your foot. Press your heel down, slide your hips back. Extend forward and out through the crown of your head. Nice job, come upright. Left foot forward, right foot back, either the same way we did the first time, or flex your foot, lift to your heel. Notice I'm bending my back knee a little more for this variation, and that's going to allow me to take a little more weight into my back leg more easily. Come back upright, step right and left feet just underneath your torso. Take a few moments to shift the weight side to side. If you're seated, go back to the beginning of class where we lift, open, lower, lift, close, lower. That's going to be your move for this next section. If you are standing, come around your chair so that you're facing to the right, left hand on the chair, right hand on your hip. Nice. Make sure that you're just comfortably away from the chair so that you can really support yourself with your left hand without having to lean over to the side. So we don't want this or this. We want it to be just right there so you can really comfortably support yourself. Then pick up your right foot. Flex your foot. Lift your knee as high as you can. Open your knee out to the side. Close back off and set down. Shift side to side a few times. Then one more time, bring the weight over to your left leg. Lift your right knee up, flex your foot. Open out to the side. Close off once more and set your foot down. Shift side to side. One more time, shift the weight over to your left leg, lift your right foot up. Open out to the side. Close back off and set down. Turn around to your left, so your right hand is on the chair. Left leg and left arm are free on the outside. Take your left hand to your hip. Feet right underneath your hips. Make sure your right hand can comfortably support you without having to lean to one side or the other. And then pick up your left foot. Flex your foot, press heel down. Open your leg out to the side. Close off again and set down. Shift side to side a few times. Then weight in your right legs. One more time, lift your left foot up, flex your foot. Open out to the side, try to get your heel forward right underneath your knee. Close back off and set down. Shift side to side. Last time, weight in your right leg. Pick your left foot up, flex your foot. Open out to the side. Close off, set down. Shift side to side. We're going to take a similar half fold, but with both legs. If you're seated, just a seated forward fold. Step your feet back a little bit from the chair. Feet slightly wider than your hips, but not quite to a wide stance. Bend your knees, send your hips back. Start to lower your torso. Yeah, we're looking for a big L shape with the body, big hips back, long spine forward and out through the crown of your head. Either keep your hands on the chair or bring your arms to the chair and extend your arms, reach fingertips away from you. If you are taking this option, you may want to step back a little farther so that you can let your head lower in line with the rest of your torso. Gently press your hips forward. Start to walk your feet back in. Lift your chest. Take an inhale. Exhale. One more time, big breath in. Long breath out. Returning back to the seat for eagle pose. If you would like to take eagle pose standing, I suggest turning to the side to practice with one hand on the chair. So from a front view, this would look like this. And you can just stay with one hand on the chair to support for both sides. So that's how I would suggest practicing it standing. For those of you who know and are familiar with eagle. For those who are doing it along seated, just go ahead and follow along with me. Come back to your chair. Make sure you're a little far forward in your seat. Feet can press down. Take your legs as close together as they'll comfortably go to begin with. And then right leg up and over your left. Now, yours might look slightly more like this, more ankle to knee. That's fine. What you want to go for is getting your legs as close to one vertical stack as you can and knees as close together as you can. And that's going to look different for every person. Then squeeze your shins in towards each other. Lift your chest. You're welcome to stay here or add the arms. Right arm under left. Cross your elbows and give yourself a big hug. You're welcome to stay here if this feels okay. Maybe you press backs of hands together. Maybe you press palms together. Drop shoulders down and back. Lift your chest. One more inhale. Exhale, unwrap your arms. Unwrap your legs. Bring your feet again as close together as they'll comfortably go to begin with. And then take left leg up and over your right. Now you're aiming for knees as close to one vertical stack as they'll go, shins as close together as they'll go, but it's your shins, not my shins. So it might look something more like this for you. And that's totally fine. Whatever yours looks like, as long as you're aiming for the right movement. Press down through your right leg, squeeze legs in together and lift your chest, sit up tall. And then stay here or add the arms. Left arm under right, cross elbows, hold opposite shoulders. You can stay here or take backs of hands or palms together. Drop shoulders down and back, lift your chest, lift your elbows. Try to move your hands right into the middle of your face. They'll almost disappear between your eyes. Unwrap and unwrap. Walk your feet out a few times. Shift. Nice job. This time we're going to do something similar. We're going to make a half pigeon leg. So instead of working for one vertical stack, you're going to go ankle over knee, flex your foot, and let your knee fall down. You might support your leg with your hand underneath your leg. You might take your hand away and let your knee fall towards shin being parallel to the mat. You're welcome to stay here or hinge slightly forward, aiming for shoulders in line right over your knees. Press down for your left foot. Flex your right foot, keep your ankle strong. If you feel pain here on the outside of your knee, shoulders back over hips, lift up, support, and redouble your efforts to flex your foot. Come upright, draw knee up to chest, and release your foot back down. Switch sides, left ankle over your right knee. And instead of having your knees go together like eagle pose, we're taking pigeon, a different bird, letting your knee fall away. You can support, and you might be at any height along the way. Again, it's your pose, so it's gonna look different than mine. Press your right foot down, lift your chest, and you can stay shoulders over hips or hinge forward, shoulders in line right over your knees. Flex your foot, keep your ankle strong, and avoiding any pain that you're feeling in your knee, especially in this outer section. You want to back off and add support. Hinge back upright. Knee to chest, squeeze in. Roll out on the way down. Beautifully done. Bring your feet just a little closer to you and lift your heels high. Press your toes down into the mat. Release your heels down. One more time, lift your heels up, press your toes down. Yes, like you're wearing a very high-heeled shoe. Then release back down. Walk your feet out a little bit in front of you so that you have space to lift or lower your feet. Nice. And then take your hands to the chair for support. Lift your chest, reach your feet down for the ground. Yeah, so legs are straighter, almost straight, like you're pointing your feet and you want to reach the entire bottom of your foot down. Leaning back slightly in your chair definitely helps me. It might help you too. Add a little lift to your chest if you'd like. Release out of the lift in your chest. Draw your toes up and back towards you. Flex your feet. Spread your toes wide. Try to flare your toes out. And then again, reaching the bottom of your feet down towards the ground, really stretching through your ankles, through your shins. Maybe add the lift in your chest. Then release out the lift in your chest. Draw your feet up off the ground. Flex your feet, flare your toes. Nice. And then bring your torso up to neutral so you can just sit comfortably. Replant your feet underneath your knees. One at a time. Lift up to the ball of your foot. Lift up to your very tippy toe. If you'd like, you might roll over your toe and kind of crunch them in. If that doesn't feel good to you though, don't do it. Then come back up. Ball of your foot down, heel down. Left foot now, lift up to the ball. Lift up to your tippy toe. If it feels okay or feels good, a little stretch to crunch your toes over, just add a little bit of pressure. You can, but it's not required. And then come back up. Ball of your foot down, heel down. One more time with each leg. Right leg, lift the ball of your foot. Lift up to your tippy toe. Crunch your toes if it feels okay. Lift back up. Ball of your foot, heel down. And last time, lift the ball of your foot. Tippy toes. If it feels okay, crunching your toes. Tippy toe, ball of your foot, and heel down. Sit up tall, shoulders over hips. How are you doing with that? One more wide fold here. So heels in, toes out. Press your feet down and away from each other. Lift your chest. Stay or hinge forward. If your hands are on your legs for support, take them up away from your knees and add just little gentle pressure outwards with your hands. If you'd like, you can also walk your hands down to or towards the ground, and you might also take this pose standing. I know many of you have your own practice and are certainly familiar with a wide leg fold. Roll back upright, stack shoulders over hips, take a big breath in. Exhale, heel toe your feet back in a little closer together. Big breath in, long breath out. Arms up, inhale. Exhale, make cactus arms. Keep your cactus arms and lightly twist to the right. Yeah, really drawing right shoulder back. Untwist. Take an inhale. Exhale, twist to the left. Left shoulder drawing back. Exhale, untwist. Take an inhale. Exhale, arms down. Take your right hand to your cheek. Allow your head to gently fall over towards your right shoulder. Let your left shoulder melt away. Take your hand away if it feels okay. You can use it to provide a little gentle weight to the head if you like. And then come back up through center. Left hand to your cheek, let your ear fall over towards your left shoulder. Let your right shoulder relax down and away. If it feels okay, maybe taking your hand away, maybe taking your left hand over, placing it on your head. Come up through center, take an inhale. Exhale. Allow chin to drop to chest. You might just stay here looking slightly down. You might allow your chin to drop even further. If it adds no pain to your neck, you can interlace your hands behind your head, not your neck. Let your elbows draw towards each other. Again, just adding a little gentle weight, but not pulling down. Release your hands, lift your chin. Take any little movements to your spine that feel good here. As we're in our final wind down of class now, if there are any postures on the floor that you would like to take, or a few seated stretches, certainly now is the time to incorporate those. If you prefer not to go onto the floor, don't worry, I won't actually instruct through those postures, just for those that's accessible and desirable to include in your practice. If you're sticking with me, find your neutral, tall seat, but we're getting a little more comfy now, so if you'd like to slide back slightly, you can. Just make sure your feet can still connect with the ground. Send your arms out in front of you, flex your hands, draw fingers back towards you, spread your fingers wide, press through the heels of your hands. Imagine gripping a wall that isn't there. And then make a fist, point your knuckles down towards the ground. Nice little stretch here in the tops of your wrists. Really drawing all your fingers in and up. Release out. Bring your hands together, interlace your fingers, and bring your elbows as close together as they will go. If your elbows don't like to touch, bring your hands a little lower so you can tuck your elbows in towards your torso for more stability. Then start to shift your wrists. So keep the interlace of your hands really tight. Try to keep elbows pressing down and in or into each other if your arms are up. Getting a little stretch through your wrists. And you might find spots that feel really good where you want to stay or kind of work through something. If you find a spot that doesn't feel so good, I would say avoid it. And just go for what feels good, gives that nice stretch and sense of well-being. Finish out your next movement, hands interlaced. Flip how your fingers are interlaced. So changing the way that feels a little weird. And then continue on with those movements again. Just moving your wrists anyway. Try to keep your hands pretty tightly interlaced together, as this will lend to more stretch through the wrist. All right, and then from this weird interlace, flatten your hands out, flip, and press your hands forward. Then you're welcome to stay here, just pressing your arms to or towards straight, or maybe start to lift your arms up overhead. If you're lifting arms overhead, squeeze biceps in, drop shoulders back, lift your chest. Release out and shake it out on your way down. Beginning to set up here for our meditation and our final rest. Again, if there's any final movements that you want to incorporate that I didn't cover today, absolutely, feel free. I can't get through everything, and I want you to have the practice that really speaks to you this morning. If you don't have any final movements that you would like to do, just start to find your way to a comfortable seat on your chair, on the ground, or somewhere else in your apartment that you like. Your seat might have your feet down, or it might be something else, like you might have a footstool that you like to rest your feet on, whatever's comfortable for you. I personally am going to go cross-legged in the chair. Make sure you can still sit up rather tall, lift your chest, rest your hands comfortably on your legs or in your lap. Allow chin to drop halfway to your chest. And either gaze softly at the ground or allow your eyes to close. Relax your face, unfurl your brow. Relax your jaw, release your tongue from the roof of your mouth. Start to notice your breath getting softer. Feeling a sense of ease and well-being with each breath in. Letting go of tension with each breath out. Continue to send your breath a little deeper than your day-to-day pace. Continue to fill your low belly and empty completely as you exhale. But starting to cultivate an easy, smooth breath that doesn't require a lot of effort for you to maintain. At the end of your next exhale, start to allow your breath to return to its natural rhythm. If you need any final movements, take them now. Then find your way to a comfortable resting position. Could be the same as your meditation position, or you can shift, maybe lying down supine on your back. Finding ease in your body. Let shoulders get heavier. Allow your breath to breathe itself and just be here for a moment. Shavasana. Begin to deepen your breath. Take gentle movements to fingers and toes. If you'd like, you might reach your arms overhead. Take one final stretch. Then make your way up to a comfortable seat. Sitting tall, stack shoulders over hips. Join palms together at heart center. We will close today with the sound Om one time. You're welcome to sing along or listen. Release your air. Full breath in. Thumbs to forehead center. With gratitude for this practice, namaste. Thank you all so much for joining in and sharing your wonderful practice today. As always, reach out to me or to the Community Life team if you have any suggestions or comments or commentary or anything else. We're always happy to hear from you. Thank you so much. Have a safe and happy rest of your day. And I hope to see some of you joining in at the bocce ball court for our outdoor yoga. We're hoping to continue it as long as the weather allows. So thanks so much, everyone. Have a great day.